Hi, I'm Lazze and I'm teaching people in metal shaping, and I have done that for many years. And this piece that I'm going to talk about now, I am not going to make it, but I'm going to talk about it. And this was a problem for me for many years because I didn't know how to make it. With all the classes, all the hands-on classes, I learned so much from my student, and one day I figured it out how to make this piece. So this is actually the door window frame for a 33.3 window coupe. And the most important thing is how to start something like that. So let's say this is actually the piece. If this was the door, I would mark this edge here. This is actually for bending the double bend it 180 degrees around the frame, the inside frame. Just so you know. So the first part, when I made my template for this, I marked this out, so I got this line here, but it will be from the red line and up, so I'm adding for the flange there. So that will be my starting point for the templates. Then I could always measure on actually the fiberglass card that I had as a template, measure from that edge of the top of the door there on the fiberglass car and down and in under here and see how much extra I needed there. And you remember that on the car here, this go in a curve, but this edge here should be pretty much straight for the window. So when I made my template in paper for that specific top piece there, you see that it's hard for me to hold it, but you see the top edge there is actually curved, but the bottom there it's more straight. So that means that I have more in the center here to roll in under. That makes this edge here more straight when I'm done, because I have more material, so it's thicker here and thinner here. And then I did the similar thing on the bottom here, so I actually have more material here in the center than I have in the front and the back. When we make this piece, you see that we actually have more curve here. So if I take a flat piece like this and run that in the bead roll and make that bead first, and I can use this edge to the guide, if I run that on a flat piece, then the whole piece will be too flat. So it will not be curved like this as it sits on the car. It will be more flat with a bead on it. And that's not what I want. So in this case, we're rolling up this extra material here in the English wheel before we put the first bead on this part. Then when we put the bead on, it takes up all that extra material, but we also have more curve when we are done there. So that gives you a little idea that it can be done. And also here in the edge here in the corners, when we bend that in, it's an inner curve here, and it needs to be stretched. And we're actually using the bead roller to stretch that. And if you have watched all our other video on YouTube, you have a video about that when I'm talking about that in the bead roller, how to stretch that. This is a panel that we're going to do on our new series of videos, when it's a blue series of video where we're making all the parts for a 33.3 window coupe. And when we have all those parts done and filmed on DVDs, save them on DVDs, we're going to make several DVDs when we assemble the whole car body, so you can see the whole process. This is very good for people that thinking about to build their own car body, because the principle is the same. The parts is a little different, but it's the same principle and the same technique you can use to build any car body. If you want more information about those DVDs when they come out, go to www.lazzemetalshaping.com.